Henry Cross had everything: a career that turned him into a millionaire, a sprawling mansion atop a hill, and the admiration of his peers. On the surface, his life was the epitome of success, but beneath the luxurious exterior, cracks were forming. Henry's wife, Megan, had grown distant over the years. What started as a loving partnership had become a relationship filled with silence and unspoken tension. Henry barely noticed her quiet withdrawal, dismissing it as a phase or a lack of ambition. He assumed he had control over every aspect of his life, his business, his image, and his marriage. But he was wrong. The story begins on a quiet evening. Henry, seated in his lavish study, receives a call about an upcoming investor meeting that could solidify his legacy. As he hangs up, he glances at the grand portrait of himself hanging above the fireplace. To him, it symbolizes everything he has built. But Megan, watching from the shadows of the hallway, knows the truth. Henry's world is about to change forever. Imagine living in a mansion so vast that even you don't know all its secrets. Henry thought he knew everything about his life, but Megan had a secret of her own, a secret hidden behind the walls of their home. Henry wasn't always a millionaire. Years ago, he was a struggling entrepreneur with nothing but a dream. Megan was his biggest supporter, working tirelessly to keep their small household afloat while Henry chased investors and deals. She believed in him when no one else did, and together they built the foundation of his eventual success. But as Henry's business grew, so did his ego. Late nights in the office turned into glamorous events with powerful associates. Megan, once his confidant and partner, found herself relegated to the background. She watched as Henry's priorities shifted from their shared dreams to his individual ambitions. Megan, however, wasn't idle. Beneath her calm demeanor was a sharp mind and a growing awareness of Henry's dismissal of her worth. While Henry basked in his newfound status, Megan began rediscovering her own strength. She spent hours in their mansion, exploring its forgotten corners, and eventually discovered a hidden space, a room that had been sealed off for decades. She decided to make it her sanctuary, a place where she could reclaim her identity and plan her next move. While Henry climbed the social ladder, Megan built a world of her own within the mansion's walls. It was a silent rebellion, a declaration that she was more than just an accessory to his success. Henry's arrogance continued to grow. He attended high-profile events, often leaving Megan behind. At one gala, Henry's colleagues asked about his wife. He brushed off their inquiries with a charming smile, claiming she preferred the quiet life. In truth, he saw Megan as a relic of his past, a reminder of his humble beginnings. Meanwhile, Megan observed his behavior with a quiet intensity. She noticed the way he avoided her questions about his late nights and frequent trips. She began piecing together the pattern of his actions, realizing that Henry's world was built on a fragile foundation of appearances and deceit. Inside her secret room, Megan started planning. The space, once dusty and forgotten, now housed her journals, blueprints, and a safe filled with documents. She reviewed Henry's business dealings, uncovering discrepancies and vulnerabilities he had overlooked. She was no longer content to be a silent observer. Henry, oblivious to Megan's awareness, prepared for the biggest investor meeting of his career. He rehearsed speeches in front of the mirror, imagining the applause and admiration he would receive. Megan watched him from the doorway one evening, her expression calm but unreadable. "You seem different," Henry remarked, glancing at her. Megan smiled faintly. "Just thinking," she replied. Henry shrugged, dismissing her words, but a flicker of doubt crossed his mind. The day of the meeting arrived. Henry entered the grand conference room, confident and composed. The investors, a mix of seasoned professionals and sharp newcomers, awaited his presentation. Henry began his pitch, speaking with the charisma and assurance that had defined his career. Midway through his presentation, the doors opened. Megan walked in, dressed impeccably, her posture exuding authority. Henry's voice faltered as she approached the table and introduced herself as a key stakeholder in the company. The investors exchanged surprised glances, intrigued by the unexpected turn of events. Megan revealed that she had been quietly acquiring shares over the years, using her knowledge of Henry's business dealings to position herself as a major investor. She presented documents that outlined her vision for the company's future, impressing the investors with her strategic insights. "While you were busy building your image, Henry," Megan said calmly, I was building something real. Today, I'm not here as your wife. I'm here as a leader. Henry was speechless. The investors, captivated by Megan's poise and intelligence, began directing their questions to her. The power dynamics in the room shifted entirely, leaving Henry on the sidelines. After the meeting, Henry confronted Megan in private, his voice trembling with a mix of anger and disbelief. Megan, however, remained composed. She reminded him of the sacrifices she had made for their relationship and the ways he had taken her for granted. "You underestimated me, Henry," she said, her tone steady. "You thought I was invisible, but I was always watching, always planning, and now it's my turn to lead." Henry's world began to crumble. Colleagues distanced themselves, recognizing Megan as the true force behind the company's success. Alone in the mansion, Henry reflected on his mistakes, haunted by the realization that he had underestimated the woman who had been his greatest ally. Meanwhile, Megan's leadership brought the company unprecedented growth. She gained the respect of the investors and employees, proving that her quiet strength had always been the foundation of their success. Megan's triumph marked the beginning of a new chapter in her life. She found fulfillment in her role as a leader, her confidence and independence shining brighter than ever. The mansion, once a symbol of Henry's dominance, became a place of renewal for Megan, a testament to her resilience and determination. Henry, on the other hand, was left to pick up the pieces of his shattered life. He began a journey of self-reflection, slowly working to rebuild his sense of purpose. Though redemption seemed distant, his regret was genuine, and he vowed never to underestimate anyone again. Megan's story is a powerful reminder of the strength that lies within those we often overlook, the narrator reflects. Her rise wasn't just a victory over arrogance, it was a celebration of resilience, intelligence, and quiet determination. What would you have done in Megan's shoes? Have you ever been underestimated or taken for granted? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories.